In this video of JavaScript, we are going to begin a very important concept called functions. As in the introduction, we have noticed like JavaScript is functional, and now we are going to implement that thing. So what is a function? Basically, whenever I am talking about a function, it will contain a set of statements which perform a specific task. Specific task means, for example, I want to take the student list, want to take some marks, want to calculate the total percentage, want to find the grades. So I can do each individual thing in a separate task, so that whatever the code I will be writing will become modular. Let's take a real life example. When I am go to an ATM to withdraw some cash, what happens is I will swipe my card. Maybe I am just going to check my balance. So just checking balance is what? Is a method. Whenever I'll do that, it will be called, and the amount which I have in my account will be told. But when I'll go to withdraw some amount, even though internally it will find like how much amount I have internally in my account, so that if I will try to withdraw more than that available amount, it will not allow me to do. Alright, so that is what happens with the functions also. Whenever I want to write a logical program, I can split each and individual task in a separate function, so that whenever I want, I will call that particular function. Alright, if you have just defined the function and you are not calling it, it will not be executed. So make sure whenever you are writing a function, you will have to call it whenever you want to make it executed. Now, once you have written the function, you may call it once, you may call it twice, or any time you want. In short, I can say it provides you reusability. It also makes your code modular. Modular means your code is now clear and individual function, and each function is doing a separate task. So you can easily split your overall functionality in the small modules. Now, let's again take the example of ATM. That ATM machine is having some of the functionality, but I have to swipe a card which tells from which account it has to do the processing. Means after swiping my card, if I withdraw some amount, the amount will be deducted from my account only, not from any others. So even if I have a predefined functionality, I may come across a situation like I want to pass some value, so that the functionality will be happening in that given value only. So whenever I want to pass a value, I can pass it through the parameters. So while defining the function, you will notice when I'll define that, I can pass some functions and parameters as well, so that whenever I want to supply some value from the calling environment means when I'm invoking that. So if I want to pass some specific value, I can do that. For example, if I'm defining a function which is adding two number 2 plus 4, so it will always give me 6. Alright, but if I allow parameters should be there in the function, so what can I do? Every time when I call that function, I can pass a different value. So in this particular case, my function will be more effective and will be able to give me a better result. Now, if it's about the result, you may just print it and it will be end it all. But if you want to return that particular value to some other function, so you can do that as well using the return keyword. So let's see practically how can we start writing a basic function in JavaScript, and then we'll see how can we pass the parameters, and then we will see how can we return the value from the parameter. Now in this implementation of functions, I have placed the script tag inside the head section. As you can see, so far I was putting the script tag in the body because anytime when this page would be loaded, the code inside the script tag will get executed. But rather than executing the code now, I will execute that in a particular event. So I'd be treating the JavaScript code as a resource which will be utilized whenever we require. So here there's a script tag with its function with I have used a keyword called function, and the name is say hello. So make sure whenever you are invoking this particular function, you will have to pass this say hello, or whatever name you are passing to the function, you'll have to pass the name in the very same case. Inside this you can do any logical task which you want. Now here I just printed a message using document.write, or you can go for the alert as well. Hello there, a very simple message. Now let's come to the body, and you see without using the script tag I can call this particular function. How? There's a button which I have for which I have used the input tag of HTML. Type is equal to button, value is equal to say hello, on click. This is nothing but the event on which I am invoking the function. In this particular example, I will only take care of the on-click event. In our next video, we will cover some more events that can be used for calling the various functions of JavaScript. Now, let's execute this particular program. And here you can see, as soon as I will click over this button, you will get the message, hello there. Let's refresh it, again click, again I got the same message. So this is how you can write a very basic function and can start invoking it. But whenever I will click on this particular button, I will get the very same output. Now if I want, like, rather than passing hello there, I want to pass a particular name. So I should be able enough to pass some value in this function execution, so that every time I am calling this function I can pass various values, and using those various values I will be getting the different values in the output. So for that I will use the parameters. So now I have made a minor changes in this program, and in the say hello function I have passed two parameters with the name and age. So whatever you will pass, name is age years old, means that is the message that will be printed. But every time when you will enter a new name and new age, the output will be changed. So in the UI, that is in the body section, I have created a couple of text boxes with the name T1 and T2 respectively. The first text box is to take the name, the placeholder is there, enter name, and for the T2 it's enter age. So whatever value you will pass, when I'll click the button it will say hello, and the couple of values will be passed here. So first of all I will pass T1 dot value right here, and then in the second parameter, since it's for the age, second parameter, alright, so it's for the T2 dot value. Make sure the sequence of passing and passing the parameters by the time you are defining it and by the time you are calling it should be same. So as here, the first thing is the age, second thing is the, first thing is the name, second thing is the age. So similarly I have passed the name first, then the age, because T1 is for the name and T2 is for the age. So let's execute this page now. As you can see, this is the placeholder, alright. So I'll enter any value inside it, like let's enter any age, say hello. Similarly, alright, similarly if I'll enter some new value, like let's say Amit 32, say hello, Amit is 32 years old. Alright, so this is how you can start passing the values inside the function body. Now let's say I want to terminate this particular function if no value is passed. So what can I do is I can simply write like if name is equal to blank, or means if any one of the text box is blank, age is equal to blank, then I want to terminate this particular function, and I have something called return keyword which is actually used to terminate the function. So here I am not specifying any value. If you want, you can specify any value as well, like return false, return true, or if any particular processed value you want to return, you can return anything. But here I just want, like, this particular statement should only execute when both the text boxes are filled. So let's execute it now. If I'll say hello, you see nothing is going on. Alright, but if I will comment these two lines and I'll refresh, you see blank is years old. Alright, so this is not the valid output I want. So that's why I added this particular condition, like this particular document.write statement will be executed only when both the text boxes are properly filled up. If anyone is blank, then nothing is going to happen. If both are blank and I entered name but still age is not there, so that's why. Now it is completed and I got the message as well. So this is how you can start working with the functions in JavaScript and can pass the value through the argument and can get the value from the function using the return keyword.